Good evening. So this is a really impromptu video. I feel a little nervous. As you know, on my YouTube channel, for most of the time, I would do videos just with my hands, just to show the cards. So I'm just doing things a little different now. So I was guided to share with you my twin flame journey that I've been on. And really my twin flame story. So I just heard not to edit this video, so what you see is what you get. I did do this earlier, so I'll do other videos. I have a view of greenery outside of a garden, so it's pretty, so you'll see that during the day. So where shall I start? In 2017, at the end of April of 2017, I started a new job in LA, and I didn't know at the time, I hadn't really had my spiritual awakening yet, but I was like in the process too. So my twin, which I didn't know it was my twin at the time, was upstairs, so I worked not with him, but around him for sure. So we had lunch that day. We were all upstairs, and this person I didn't know, maybe energetically, of course, I already knew him, of course, but not in the 3D, was next to me. And at the time I was engaged, but I was experiencing a lot of anxiety, and actually I hadn't even started to experience it, but this person next to me in line to eat, he just told me, and I didn't even know him at the time, he's like, "Oh, you're not going to get married." And I thought to myself, who's this guy? And, who does he think he is to just say that to someone? Like, so rude. It was like my reflection, my mirror coming right back at me. So I don't remember even responding, but for quite a number of months, anyways, I was feeling a lot of anxiety, and I ended up not getting married, but staying in that relationship. And it was nothing bad with the relationship, but it just wasn't, it didn't feel right to get married at that time, But, it was already the process of feeling a lot, and, and then that was the first time, it was maybe at the end of May that I decided, and the first time that I did a intuitive meditation I found on YouTube. It was only a few minutes long, but it told me to pick up a phone and then see how it is when you do a video, it's like no editing. It's like, oh, my hair. Anyways, pick up the phone and just listen to what God needs to tell you. And in that, and then my inner voice was like, God was speaking through me. Darling, and I thought, darling? No one ever calls me that. Darling, you don't have to get married. And it just felt like such a relief. So already, like, I started to have my intuition come through, but I didn't understand what was happening. So fast forward to the beginning of 2018, I was at work. When he would come by, I would just not, talk to him really. He would just tell me things. I thought it was like really dumb, and I was like, I'm not gonna listen to this person joke around like a schoolboy, like a moron. Excuse me. I have unconditional love for him much more now, but at the time that's how I felt, and I would just glare at him, and I was like, I don't need, why should I listen to this person, he's just saying nonsense but not really talking to me. I didn't understand. So I ended up, breaking up from my relationship. When he found out from me, he asked me several times. I didn't even know that he liked me. This is my twin. And yeah, I was surprised that all of a sudden he was like all like surprised that I was single, and he ended up being all like sweet to me and kind, and that's when the whole kind of journey and the process of being triggered um, started my awakening more. And at the time I had already had like a business life coach, but I had this lady that was doing healing work on me, the spiritual coach. So I was being activated there, and then through him, and it was a lot, you know. And that's when and then I saw him like 3 days a week. So even though we had periods of not talking, it was like up and down like a yo-yo. It was insane, like the roller coaster ride. Like, I love him, and oh, I hate his guts, you know. And but I didn't understand, like, why am I feeling all this for this person that I don't even know maybe very well, but I've never experienced this level of love and this passion and this feeling like I was alive, you know, for the first time in my life. And um, you know, I had such, you know, amazing, loving, passionate feelings, and I felt in love, and I never had been in love, you know, before. And definitely not like this. And yeah, and then that's when the whole runner and chaser dynamic started. And yeah, it was very intense, you know, to be at work around him, and we would have periods of not talking, and you know, and then I would feel better, and I would think, oh, this is it, you know, I'm good now. And then I would just feel like I surrendered or let go, and then he would come back, and he would when he felt that unconsciously that pull away from him, he would come back in and be like, you know, look at me. And it would only take maybe even half a day or less at times of like wanting my attention, and then I would give it back to him, or even emotionally, energetically, and he would pull away again. So it's very painful. And you know, I went through, I don't even know, but lots of dark nights of the soul. And I don't even know when it was that it was on Kura. I don't know if you pronounce that right. I mean, if I'm pronouncing it right, but where they post and write about twin flames, that I was reading, and then I realized, oh, he was my twin flame. So we definitely had, you know, a lot of passion between us. And through my coaching program, I really like healed a lot of that wounding I had, you know, of like just running away from myself, you know, for all my life, for adult life after, of you know, attracting that unavailability from, you know, from someone else, not even just from men, not from romantic relationships, but from people. And I know the world is, lots of the world is unavailable, but now they're like, they're seeing, they're opening up, they're waking up, right? And so yeah, it was very tough. I went through lots of like, I mean, I still went through another layer of purging recently, emotional purging, and it was intense. But yeah, that first set of purging, I'm saying that right, was very intense, you know. I was like, at times I was so angry at him and pissed off, and it was all his fault, you know, which, I mean, it's easy to blame someone else, right? When it's like, oh, okay, I have a part in this. He's showing me how I've been treating myself, and how I've been in relationships, and and connections all my life, distance, and pretty much like I was a runner with all those relationships I've been in, so it was like crazy. And if you're going through that, I completely, you know, I'm empathetic to what you're going through. It's tough, and then I would like watch all the tarot readings on YouTube, and there was always that glimmer of hope, and it's like, oh, he's coming back. So it really, I really healed a lot of like codependency issues that came through, and just a lot of self-love that I started to give to myself. And it's always a process that's never ending. And I mean, I didn't know what was happening with him. If he was pretty silent a lot. He would ghost me. I would text him. He was always ghosting me. Gaslighting as well, like, oh, that I never said that, or that never happened, or just confusing, manipulative. Yeah, I did. I hated his guts. Like, who is this shit? Sorry, this muck, and then at the same time, I would love him, so much, and I did. Sorry, I'm losing train of thought. So it was like from 2018, even through recently, like 2021, like a few years, like when I stopped working. Actually, I stopped working in 2020 when the pandemic hit in my field. And there was a long period where I didn't hear from him, and it was very hard. And maybe that was the time that he thought, well, I don't see her anymore, I can like forget about her, I'm not going to reach out, and if she reaches out, I'm not going to respond. But I kept at it, and every so often, reach out. It's crazy how it's so obsessive, this connection. And I know divinely, we're meant to love this person unconditionally through it all, but it's to clear and break those ancestral patterns, and like someone said recently, that our matrix is our family of origin, actually. And I never heard anyone say it like that, and it just makes complete sense. And I was like, oh my God, wow. So, excuse me, I'm losing train of thought. So, yeah, I mean, it was all the way till, maybe 3 years. It's just more recently that I started to feel more, maybe half a year, or I can't remember, but like last summer, I started to feel like better, like I wasn't as, I didn't have that pull. I don't have that pull like I used to have towards him. And there's still love there unconditionally, and I mean, there's still times that I think about him, and and maybe I feel the connection on the 5D a little more intensely, and and there's a feeling of sadness there, and so I realized, okay, I need to acknowledge that. So I acknowledged that the other day, and it's okay to have that sadness, and to have that part of me that still longs for that person, and like, that's okay, and that, will always be a connection there between us, and that unconditional love that I feel. And a long time ago, before I knew about energetic boundaries, I was like, practicing healing and all that, and I don't remember, I was like at work, I was like doing a healing for both of us. I didn't know better, and then but it was amazing. I saw like, colors through my third eye, and like I've never seen anything like that before. This vibrant white light, like connecting our hearts to each other, my heart to his heart, and it just makes me cry. Like, it was so beautiful. Like, like heaven on earth, you know, just that, seeing that, you know. And I feel like we can clear cut some cords from them to help, but you know, the heart connection is always there. And so it was very beautiful. And what's happening? Noise outside? No, we're good. So yeah, and then not that long ago, I was guided through a card. I think it's a Kuan Yin Oracle deck. That was like in September or something last year or something, that it said I was meant to help divine feminines and help to awaken the divine feminine in someone. So, you know, as we have both masculine and feminine energy, to awaken that divine feminine to help. So I really saw like I was meant to help twin flames on their journey. So, you know, even if they're not after, end up, you know, with their twin, or maybe in the timeline they think it's going to happen, that they're okay with it, and that it's learn to surrender and accept and have unconditional love for them, and meanwhile work on themselves and do what they need for themselves. And you know, just connect back to themselves, to their hearts, and to their inner child, and do that healing work. And so yeah, I'm a Holy Fire Reiki master, and I definitely want to start like coaching part-time, but yeah, it's been quite a journey of like extreme, and if you're going through this, I'm here for you. Extreme polarities of like loving this person with all my heart and soul, which we do, and simultaneously at times like, oh, I hate this person with all my guts. So yeah, so the interesting thing is that after over a year and a half of not working in the field, I went back to my old job. So right now I'm back working in that job twice a week now, where he's still working. So I work on the second, okay, so before we moved up to the second floor, before the pandemic hit, his office was here, and there was this long hallway, and my room was over here. So we wouldn't even have to like say anything. We would just lock eyes. And I didn't understand that, but there is a definite energetic activation that happens when you lock eyes, before he would like pass or go on his way to do his work, right? So it was quite something. And so a lot of energetics happened during that time between the hallway. And so another business took over that space, and another space, and the whole space in my area, and demolished all the walls, cleared it out. And like I heard with the Reiki, Reiki, it not only like clears your own like blockages, but it clears spaces, like physical spaces that need to be cleared, to be rearranged, and that's what was happening. So now, and then after we moved upstairs to the second floor, but now for a long time now, there's a wall between that hallway that used to be there. There's a wall. So it's interesting. So yeah, we moved upstairs, and so I went back to work there, and so my room is here. And I think part of my room on the left is connected to his office, but we're kind of like at a diagonal. So it's like, as I'm the awakened twin, it's like if I'm sending down, you know, that energy down to him to the first floor. But yeah, I need to channel, you know, more about that, but it's quite interesting. So currently we're in like a separation where we're not talking, but I know like there's a lot going on with the divine masculines, and the energies have been very intense, through December and January for sure. So that's a little bit about my story. I was thinking for this channel for now, I'll just talk about different topics about the twin flame journey, share some insight, have some like guidance come through, or channeled messages. Okay, so I just heard to have some channeled messages right now. I mean, I can still use cards sometimes, but that can kind of inhibit my channeling. Okay, so I heard to close my eyes. So I'm going to close my eyes right now. Please allow channel messages for the Twin Flame Collective right now. Oh, gosh. Oof. Okay. The divine masculines are going through a lot of pain, and their heart is opening up so like breaking open, and it's causing so much pain in their chest right now. And it's like crazy how I never did a video like this, how I connected right away. So if you are feeling a lot of anger towards your DM, just feel that, just allow your emotions to pass. Try to be a bystander to them, but definitely, have compassion for them, because their heart chakra is opening up very widely. Any other messages? Okay. Which you know already, but I'm like, we love our divine feminine so much, and we're so sorry that we've, caused them so much pain and suffering. And the divine is saying it's not their fault, it's not our fault, it was part of the journey to open up. And for like the world to collective to open up right now. Oh, I don't know if you heard that, but it was like a little bell. It sounded like a church faint in the background. So maybe that's a sign to someone, but yeah, it's so I just feel that pain. And so okay, I'm gonna just send Holy Fire Reiki to everyone for a minute now. So starting in like 7 seconds, and to the divine masculines that are in pain, and divine feminines. Breathe in, breathe out. Sorry, God. I hear the church bells or something. I've never heard them before here. So I'm sending you a Holy Fire Reiki right now. You're not alone in this journey. We are here for each other. If you're going through a lot of pain and grief and you don't have someone to talk to, I can talk to you. If you need guidance, I can be there for you. And if you want to change your life around, I'm here to support you and see if we are a good fit to possibly work together. The main thing is to have that support and not to be alone through this. Wow. That was powerful. I didn't know that I would have such a, like that intensity of like sadness come through. So yeah, they're feeling a lot of their sadness, and a lot of twin flames will come together. Just get out of the mindset of time, and that's an illusion time. We are in life is about energy, and it's about the more you align with yourself, with your soul, with your heart, and not have that separation from yourself, the more you can align with everything you want to call into your life. It's just going to come in like a vacuum. So I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, I just heard I'm not going to edit this video. And not watching it either, because I've done that before where I've watched a video and then, you know, okay, no editing, no watching, post. Very good. So if anyone is curious, this is shungite. This is good for EMF protection right here. We have, this is good for the throat chakra. My God, why can't I think of the name? It's going to come to me. This one, I just bought this bracelet right here. Quite beautiful. Chrysocolla. I'm going to read about it because it's just very powerful. So I heard this could help the twin flames. And then I have, this looks like a dinosaur egg, but it's chrysocolla as well. And then there's malachite in here. So this stone is, so I heard to use this stone in a future meditation for my channel, for you. So chrysocolla, this one and this one here, well, it's a mix, this one, is pure goddess energy. It retains a supercharged, empowering, badass feminine vibe to help you truly tap into what you are and what you want, without the restrictions of fear, doubt, judgment, or worry of failure. In its alignment with the divine, chrysocolla cleanses and activates all chakras, boosting self-awareness, confidence, inspiration, and harnessing your personal power by letting go of phobias, guilt, or grief. So I heard this really helps to move forward in life, on your spiritual journey. And then the malachite, it just, as it's a blend, this one, it empowers the stone a lot. But yeah, I just feel like great, you know. At times the card readings would make me feel really exhausted, drained, but this like kind of is very empowering. And I've been having like throat chakra issues lately, and I just had that feeling like I was meant to do this video right now to express myself. And then over here, now that I get the black crystals confused, let me see. So onyx, this is onyx right here. It's shiny. And the other one is called jet, right here. So, okay, I heard to read about them next time. So good. So I hope that, you know, made you feel better in some way, and that, you know, you're not alone, and that it is crazy and insane, and it's like you feel alive, like you've never experienced anything like this in your life, but it is draining. So there's a way to become neutral and not be up and down in these, you know, with your twin, you know, and I can help you with that, and not feel like, you know, like, oh, you know, like I need to call him or her, or I need to connect to them, or I'm obsessed, or to get out of that loop, you know, and just feel that unconditional love for them. And if they're meant to come into your life in this lifetime, they will. And if they're not, there's something more aligned to you. And I know, like most people say, you're meant to be with your twin flame. I just feel it depends on your contracts, your soul mission, right? So yeah, it was really nice to connect with you today, this evening, and I'll just post this right now. But I wish you all so much love and peace, and just happiness, you know. Life is meant to for us to be happy and not in misery, and to just shine a light on what's not working so we can be happy. So have a good evening. Until next time.